7:07. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Spirit Cafe Sessions with your hosts, Nikki and
Yeah, and I think we're looking at this is our 19th episode.
I know the last episode of 2025. Oh my gosh. I'm actually pretty excited that we're moving into 2026 and also that we've done 19 episodes. How did we do 19 episodes?
19 episodes, all from a little, "Hey, do you wanna do a podcast?"
I know. I know. It's
Never thought
crazy.
this time
It's
last.
bizarre to me. It's so bizarre. I can't, it's surreal that we're even on 19. Like, I feel like the last 4 months went by so fast.
Yeah, yeah, and it just seems like they just keep popping up and
No.
no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
And we've got such exciting episodes planned for the first bit of January. We're not going to get into fully into them, but we will talk about the first episode, a little bit about the first episode of 2026, which I'm so freaking excited for, as Kim knows, like super excited for this one. I know you guys are going to love it so much.
We are
But
gonna have
that's it.
a special guest, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
been a while since,
Yeah.
so this
Excited. We'll touch base again at the end of the last episode. Touch base as if I'm at work. Anyway. Mhm. Okay.
circle
So
back.
I'm going to start this by pre-apologizing in case I sneeze or I'm constantly going because I have a horrendous head cold, which I thought was going to get better, but it's not. And if I start losing my voice, Kim's going to take over and do most of the talking. Right, Kim?
Sure. But you need to pull us hard. What's our energy like? This week is gonna be New Year's Eve.
That's
Um,
right. New year. New year, new you. Question mark. The title of our first or of our last episode. New year, new you. Okay, let's see what we've got here. This is very interesting. I have the 3 of Wands. The very first card that comes up is the 3 of Wands. I actually think that's interesting because the 3 of Wands is forward travel. Moving forward. Yes, physically, yes, you could be planning trips. A lot of us could be traveling this week because it's the new year and we could be going to celebrate and staying at hotels and resorts and having all this fun stuff. But it also is a card of transition, of moving forward in life, which I think is interesting because this is the time of year when people start talking about resolutions and the new self, right? The new me.
yeah,
That's what I'm going to do. So this card is actually pretty accurate I think for this episode.
yeah, absolutely. Because so many people, they seem to think that January 1st comes and they're gonna quit smoking. They're gonna quit eating sugar. They're going to, quit, drinking. They're gonna like,
Yeah.
everybody has these big, magnificent plans. They're gonna lose, like, 80 pounds in January, right? Like, everybody just has these ridiculous ideas. They're going to
Yes.
and how many ti I don't know, I can't even remember what the percentage is, but it's quite high.
I
How
have it.
many people are
85 to
in the gym?
90%.
Like, join the gym?
No, that's how many. So according to, I mean, honest to God, the amount of research I pulled up, but 85 to 90% of people fail within the first 3 weeks of the new
Yeah.
year on resolutions. And yes, when it comes to the gym,
Mhm.
that number is a staggering 80% of people who sign up to the gym
So, if you
pull
do
back after January.
gym, wait until February when it slows down a bit, when everybody else has decided
Yeah.
they're that.
Yeah. But you know what? What entices them is most gyms now they have specials in January. So
Mm,
sign up in January because you get this or this or this. And that's when people sign up and they get in that hoopla. And then something happens, which my
oh,
own
yeah.
therapist told me I was guilty of. And I'd never heard of this before in my life. But my therapist had told me about it years and years ago. And I came across it today on our research. It's called decision fatigue. And she said that was something that happened with my monkey mind. Um, and it's true. And I found this very compelling article by Sarah Best, and she talks about it. She says that as human beings, we suffer from this. It's called decision fatigue, which some of us can call. I think it's like it can also be called like willpower fatigue, like lack of determination, that kind of stuff. And it's how we basically have all these intentions. Um, every day we wake up, we have intentions, and we're full of life and we're full of that spark. But what happens throughout the day is our willpower bank, as she calls it, diminishes. And it diminishes because why? Because we need that willpower to sit through a meeting. We need that willpower to hold back on yelling at our kids. We need that willpower to get to the grocery store, to pay that bill instead of buying this. We use so much of our willpower on everyday mundane tasks, in a sense, that when it comes to our own personal goals at times, 85 to 90% of people will put their personal goals aside.
Yeah.
That is what decision fatigue is, right? We begin to feel, what's the word, like depleted,
Yeah. Well,
because
it's
life gets
like
in the
a
way.
battery, right? And that's the same thing where they say your phone, how many people will let their phone get below 20% or 50%, you know? Um, I panic when it goes like 60. It's like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna
Yeah,
die." But, I
good
do that.
example.
Do I do that for myself? No.
No,
No.
no. And it's a very good example. And I'm actually glad that you said that, because there was something that I read, and I read this such a long time ago. When it comes to resolutions, we either go 100%, like you said, and then crash and burn, or we deprive ourselves. And both ways are the reason why, I'm sorry, most people are going to fail. Because if we go 100% in, we go 100% in, we don't take accountability, our timetable, we don't take accountability, what we can physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally do. We go all in, and then we crash and we burn because we like extend ourselves, right? And then if we deprive ourselves, and this I found interesting, like you said, we go to, like, if somebody wants to go to the gym more or lose weight, like you mentioned, right? Oh, my goal is to lose 20 pounds, 80 pounds. They will deprive themselves from everything their body is used to. No pop, no chips, no chocolate, no whatever. What do you think's going to happen in a week or two?
Oh,
You're
that's
you are you're going to break, and you're going to grab that bag of chips, and you're going to grab that case of pop. You are a human being. It is natural for you to get that way. That is why, doing it, they say doing it the correct way is doing it in moderation. So it takes what, 14 to 21 days, 14 to 21 or 14 to 27 days, depending on the, you're depending on the human being at hand, to change a habit and rewire your mind, right? So it is not feasible that we can commit 100% to a goal and succeed, or that we will succeed through depriving ourselves from something, because we actually have to rewire our frame of mind to be successful. 9 out of 10 people have to move that way. It's just the way that we are. It's biology. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually normal, right?
Well, we come at everything like if you want to get something to happen, or you want to get motivated to do something, you have to absolutely at no point come at it with a mindset of lack.
Yeah.
You know, like, "Oh, I'm not good enough, so I need to lose weight," or, "I'm this, so I gotta do that." "I don't have, I don't have enough money, so, I gotta find ways to make money, and these sound like good ideas." You're coming at it with out of lack, so you're only gonna produce more lack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very it's very hard to just the way we are, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many people growing up did you hear your mom say, "Oh, we don't have money for that."
Yeah.
Um,
There it is.
oh, or, I don't, "Oh, I gotta do this and that, so I can't go out today." Like, there's just too many you've heard it too much. They've
Mhm.
given you that running, like, mindset, like, that's what's just gonna go on your
Yeah.
brain. Like, and I find
That's right.
do that to my kids too, and I try to stop myself, and, you know, I know, especially, like, with, eating, dieting, things like that, the biggest, um, favor you can do for yourself is just say, "You know what? I am going to eat, to live, not live to eat,
Mhm.
and I'm going to ensure that everything that goes in my body is, you know, high quality."
Mhm.
And, so when you go by that, you're actually looking at just being healthy. You're not looking at
Yes.
it to lose weight. It's if you're looking at it to do something like lose weight, then there's just no no way you're gonna really win because you're gonna continuously, because you are the meanest person you are ever gonna meet, and you're gonna
Oof.
continuously not be good enough
Yeah.
if you're coming
Do
at
you
it with that mindset.
do you know what that is, what you just said? That's
Self-sabotage.
intention. That's
Yeah.
intention. And and what I started to do, just personally, what I don't do goals. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I don't care for New Year's Day. I don't understand it, to be honest. I don't really celebrate it. I used to, I don't anymore. It's just a day. But I don't do New Year's resolutions. I haven't done a New Year's resolution, I think, in 5 years. And the reason why is because of what you just said. There was an article, I want to say the New York Times, possibly Vanity Fair, where it talked about, yes, why people fail, but also talked about why there is pockets of people in Europe that don't fail. And what do? They do exactly what you just said. That is intention. They put that intention instead of being like, I am going to lose like 80 pounds in January. What they do is they put the intention out there, for example, that I will become healthier and more active this year. And they think that over and over and over again. And gradually, that frame of mind leads into less pressure
Mhm.
because that's what New Year's resolutions do. They put pressure on you like you wouldn't believe. Intentions don't. They take the pressure off. And the more that you put that intention out there, the more that you're going to feel less pressure, less stress. It's open ended. You're going to find yourself gravitating towards a salad over a cheeseburger, water over, that third cosmopolitan or something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Intentions also, what I discovered and I love, is they help you stay present in the moment
Yeah.
and you're happy in that moment. But because New Year's resolutions, I'm sorry, it's very rare that they do that. You lose that present sense, right?
Well,
So,
I'm also thinking though, like, the problem with any New Year's resolution is you are telling yourself you're not good enough, so you need to do this.
yeah.
And that is the biggest thing. You need to know you are a like an elite machine. Like, think of these elite sports cars and things like that. What do they need? Do they use like leaded gas that's, hanging out in the back 40? No, they use like premium gas, right? Like
Hmm.
they
Yep.
use high high quality fuels. So that's what you need to do with your body. So you're you got to come at it as, what do I eat to keep this machine running?
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
elite machine. Elite machines aren't pounding back a bag of, Oreo cookies.
Hmm. Hmm. It's a good
Um,
way to put it. Yep.
and if it's something that you enjoy, you have one,
Yeah.
because your elite machine only needs one.
Yep.
And, you know, you just got to look at it that way to and stop putting yourself down. Stop saying it. Say, like, you know what? I am happy with what I am. I am happy with who I am. I'm happy with
Hmm.
whatever. Um, I'm, just you got to really and believe it. You know,
Yeah.
you don't need to change. You really don't, unless you've got something that's absolutely like, you know, really awful.
Hmm.
That could be fatal or, hurt you, harm you. You don't need to really change. You just need to put your mindset as to how you're going to keep your machine running at a
Absolutely.
high quality. Um,
Absolutely.
I it was just like recently. I can't remember where I was. Oh, we were out eating. It was like, I think it was work or something. And somebody had said to me, "Oh, well, don't you want that?" And I said, "No, no. I don't, you know, I don't enjoy it. Yeah, I don't have a lot of those things, but I don't enjoy it enough for me to eat
Hmm.
it. Just to eat it,
Yeah.
you know." Like, and I was like, "Oh, good. I'm so glad that I can have that." Because for many years, I did have such a horrible view of myself. Like, I was always, "Oh, I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too that." And once I finally went, "Okay, you know what? I am who I am, and I'm going to this body has to get me through who knows how long,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the best I can right now.
Yep.
And I I'm 52 and yeah, I got my issues. I have autoimmune things, but even my rheumatologist, he's just blown away by how little activity, next to no activity I have, just for the fact that I try to manage my stress. I only try to eat pure things, things that, aren't full of junk. Because most of
Mhm.
the stuff I buy these days, all the cheap
Oof.
food is usually
Yep.
full of garbage. I try to, and just because it's a salad doesn't mean it's good for you, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's what also people need to think. You just you have to intuitively know what your body needs.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having a steak, you know,
Steak's good for you
uh,
in moderation.
but you don't want to put yourself in such a deficit. Like the funny, quite a few years ago, I had decided I was going to go on the Atkins diet, and it
Okay.
actually around the time it was 2002 because it was just around the same time that my friend's husband passed away. And I remember getting all the groceries and getting everything all ready to go. And okay, I'm gonna do it. I think I was like day 2,
Okay.
and I was getting stuff out of my car, and I looked, and there was like a sweet tart, like a sweet tart candy
Okay, yeah,
on
yeah.
must have fell and
Yeah.
it had I love them, and it must have fallen and it was like on the floor in my car. And I'm like on
Okay.
Atkins, like there's like no carbs, right? And I was looking at it, and I swear to God, I was drooling like Homer Simpson. I was just like, "Oh, God," right? Like, I wanted that so bad, right? Don't deprive yourself to the point where you could see a piece of candy on the damn floor
Right.
of a vehicle and be like, "Oh my god, it's like the best
Yeah.
thing ever." Don't do that to yourself.
No. No.
Do yourself
It's true.
wrong.
Moderation. Moderation is key. That's what people, I mean, especially since, I mean, let's face it, a lot of people, January comes and they want to get healthy and they want their, bikini body or whatever they call it. January is a big month for weight and weight loss, and we know very well, Kim and I know that it's not the only major resolution out there, but it is a big one. That's why we're going to that's why we're talking about it. But Kim's right. You can absolutely get there in moderation. You can get there and you can get to your weight loss goal, your health goal, whatever it is, in moderation, but with the right mindset. um Axe the resolution, get rid of it. Move,
Mhm.
like Kim said, and do it with intention. Because when you do it with intention, you essentially you focus on like kind of the person that you want to be, the who and the how. Do you know what I mean? And the pressure, I'm telling you, it melts off you. And it is why so many people are successful because they start small with small intentions. Like Kim said, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to have vegetables 4 times a week. I'm going to exercise 5 times a week. That also is open ended. Exercise does not mean you have to go to the gym. Exercise could be taking a 20-minute walk, right? Eating veggies 4 times a week does not mean you have to eat veggies every single day, especially if you hate them, right? You
Mhm.
build it up. Those types of things is what is going to rework your system in a sense, like Kim said, and is going to make you successful because you're doing it in moderation and you're not depriving yourself and you're not scaring yourself and your body is not going into complete shock because it's like what's going on, this is all new to me, it's all foreign, I can't handle it, and boom, it shuts down. And then you're mentally you shut down and you're off the wagon. So I like that
Well,
you brought that up because that is exactly how you move smartly towards your goals, you know
it's also
naturally
important
rewiring your mind.
and you need to make things easier for yourself. So if you're
Yeah.
choosing to eat healthy, get pre-made meals if you got to do it, or
Mhm.
if you can afford it, or do your meal prep, get it all ready to go. So
Yep.
it's something that you can just grab on the go,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, and you're not starving yourself. You're not like, oh, I wish I had stuff. You just
Yeah.
make it as easy as possible for yourself
Mhm.
and take off that level of stress
Mhm.
because, it can be difficult to rework yourself, especially, if you're used to eating boxed canned foods, right? My grandmother always told me that my uncle, like my dad's oldest brother, there was 5 boys, but his oldest brother, one day she was talking to him about dating and, meeting women. And this was like back to how I don't know how many years ago. He's passed away a long time ago now, but um, she says he always said, "Well, I definitely need to learn to cook because women that I've been meeting, all they know how to use is a can opener." So, this is back then. So, like, know that you need to have these things, right? You know,
I
Put
actually
yourself
really like that.
for success. Don't put yourself in up against, you know, failure. And if
Yeah.
someone tells you you're going to lose 80 pounds in a month or even 2 months, walk away because
Yeah.
that's not
Don't fall for it.
healthy, it's not sustainable, because that's what you need to do. You got to set sustainable intentions.
That's right. That's exactly it. Whether it's losing weight, whether it's getting a promotion, whether it's, changing a personality trait, maybe maybe you want to be more, maybe you're non-committal
You're
and you
not
want to
sure.
commit to things more easily. I mean, whatever it is, I think you brought up a good point right there. It's New Year's resolutions are not made to be sustainable. They're not.
No.
It's why I don't believe in this new year, new you stuff. I don't believe in it. I actually hate that. I hate that entire philosophy. Who came up with that silliness? I don't like to hear the new year, new you stuff because I think it's poop. Um, I also think that it adds to the pressure of the beginning of a new year. It always
Yeah.
does. Um,
Yeah.
it adds to the pressure. That one line, and I know that that's what we called this episode, and I'm the one who entitled this episode, and I did it to be ironic, just so everybody's aware. But I don't believe in the new year, new you stuff, because it puts way too much pressure on people. Way too much pressure on people.
And that pressure, along with your own disappointment on yourself, your own like ridiculous expectations, the amount that money that you've poured into it in the Christmas season leading up to that or
Ugh.
whatever is what accumulates to
Yep.
Monday, which is the third Monday in January. And that is
Hmm.
usually 3 weeks have happened. So a lot of people have started dwindling on the gym, dwindling and eating happy. They're getting their bills and they're just kind of losing their mind.
Steam.
And so you've put yourself there for failure. Now,
Yep.
you can say even things like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm going to meditate, every day for, you know, 20
Ugh.
minutes." Or, whatever. And first day, you might do it. Second day, oh yeah, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. You
Ugh.
know,
That's it.
but this is called this, you know, what you plan and what you do and do not do does not define who you are.
Nope.
You will not be a new you, but you can be a you that you're proud of,
Hmm.
that you like, that um you're good with who you are because you are amazing. You are an amazing human being. No matter, you just need to stop telling yourself that.
Yeah.
You know, ask somebody that cares about you, you know, what do you think of me? And they'll tell you the truth, you know. They're not going to tell you the awful lies that are in your head that you have
Yeah.
put out.
No, that's a very good point. It's a very good point. Um, I also read something um, that I read that in a comment section that when this time of season rolls around, people feel pressured to have resolution
Have
and goals. I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, last year I had nothing. And the year before that, nothing. Okay.
nothing.
I don't have no vision boards. I don't believe in them, I'll be honest. And I know I'm a manifester, and I don't believe in vision boards, but that's a reason why for another episode. I don't write down goals for the new year. I write down goals for my life, chunks of my life, right? That's sustainable to me. I do what Kim said. I don't have specific immediate goals like that. I have intentions. And I'm going to tell you something. I have hit every intention slash goal that I have written down in the last 3 years without fail because there was no pressure. I just knew. And I also, like Kim said, knew there was nothing wrong with me. What I was doing was I was improving an aspect of my life. That's how I saw it. Was improving my health at one point because I was very underweight. I will definitely share that, and that was health related. Um, I improved my career in spades last year. That was my one intention, like crazy. Um, it's improvements. I have very good self-concept. It took me a while to get there, but I do have very good self-esteem and self-concept. That I'm sorry, Kim is right. You shouldn't be trying to, in a sense, create a new you, because the you that you are is fine, is great, is fantastic. What you want to do is improve parts of you that you know are going to help bring you and elevate you to a new level, or a new timeline, if you believe, a new shift, whatever you believe. Um, Elevation. That's all it is. You want to elevate yourself. Get yourself out of that comfort zone, right? That's it. That's what it should be about. Should not be about changing you completely, because like Tim said, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing.
And when you're listening to Nikki, you keep hearing you. That is the key thing. Never ever do anything for anybody but you. Everybody else, whether, and never let other people's words, things like that bother you, because things that people say, do, make these comments, these people are reacting from how they feel about themselves.
Yep.
So they will say these things, it happens. People aren't happy with their lives. They're the first ones that'll be sitting there criticizing. You see it on Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Like, people are just putting awful things to
Mm-hmm.
people. And it's kind of
Yep.
like, really? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why is it? Why would you be like
Projection.
this? So you see them, and it doesn't matter if someone's been in your life your entire life or just recently. If somebody says really awful things to you, don't take it.
Mm-mm.
It's your it is your responsibility to only allow things in that help you, because
Yep.
it is you are the only one who can feel any way about any way other people treat you.
Yeah.
You
Good
allow
point.
yourself to feel those, because those people, if people say something to you, you allow them to make you feel bad
Yeah.
by feeling
Don't do
bad.
that.
Just say, "You know what? Nope, that's their issue. That's them. I know this has nothing to do with me, and I'm fine. I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's hard to get to that point, but I'm at that point.
Mhm.
People can talk
Yep.
about me, and it's like, I really don't care what they say about me, because it's none of my
Yeah.
business, because I've heard some pretty good stories about myself. It's like, "Oh,
Yep.
really?
Oh
That's
God. Yeah.
interesting." You know?
Yep.
So, just let them do whatever they wanna do, but know that nobody knows you the way you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that's a
So,
very good
you
point.
know if you're a good person or not.
That's a good resolution, I say in quotations, that I feel more people should have. We have the main resolutions, which are what? Lose weight slash get healthy, get a better job, save money. What's another, resolute? Read more. I love that one. I love that one. Because I'm an avid reader. So when somebody tells me that their goal of the year is to read more, first of all, I probably won't believe you. Second of all, I will yet encourage you like a crazy person, because I just love to read. So there's the core ones. But I also thought about all the resolutions that people overlook or don't even consider. And you brought up a good one. I don't mind sharing one of my intentions that I've been working on the last couple months, and I will keep working on because I'm seeing incredible changes with, is I am putting down boundaries, and I care about nothing but my peace. And I am being very firm on that in every aspect of my life, my personal life, my career, my professional life, this TikTok stuff, I am very intentional right now about my peace and boundaries. And that is a resolution in a sense that I don't see enough of, is people having boundaries and committing to them. You hear people say that all the time. I'm going to have boundaries. I'm going to put, but come on, we don't stick to those boundaries. We don't, and it's awful. That's a resolution I'd like to see a lot more of, is, that. Another resolution I'd like to see a lot more of is, people are something that I've seen. is people always saying, I'm open minded. I like to expand. I like to learn. I like to expand my knowledge base. Um, but yet you stay in your box. What's that
Mhm.
about? I'm an out of the box person. So I feel like there is definitely some resolutions or intentions out there that people overlook, but we think about these things randomly throughout the year. Oh, you know what? I'm going to start putting down boundaries. Oh, you know what? I'm going to learn about this because this religion kind of interests me, but we don't do it. We forget about it because we get lost in the main intentions and goals, losing weight, making more money, all that stuff, which is great.
In
Great.
your head, you spin it around, you know? Uh,
Yeah.
Another really good intention to set if you're going to have intentions is
Hmm.
gratitude.
Yes.
You don't have gratitude, and I've said it before because spirits
Hmm.
told me. And that's why I am such a firm believer is if you can't be grateful for what you have now, you're never gonna get better. Because why would you?
Mhm.
You can't even
Mhm.
be grateful for whatever you have now,
It's true though.
you
Gratitude.
know? Like,
Gratitude's a big one.
yeah, like, just just for instance, like, say you had an employee and, you know, they fight with you every single day, right?
Mhm.
And are you gonna and, they don't care about anything, they don't, really care about, whether they help you or whether they help themselves, and, as that person, like, are you gonna wanna give them more money? Are you gonna wanna help them improve their life? Or are you gonna feel generous towards them? No, you're not.
Mm-mm.
So, without having that gratitude, you are basically telling people that, that you're not happy with anything, and it doesn't matter
Mhm.
what you get. So, no one
Yeah.
no one and the universe is not gonna help you.
Yeah. Because you're staying in
Oh,
lack. You're staying in, the low vibrational energies of some people like to call them. You're staying down here. You're staying down here, what are you gonna get? If your outlook on
yeah,
life is down here, well, I'm sorry, but that's what you'll always see and always bring into your reality. That's just what it is. That's what it is. It's science. I don't have to go into it again. Kim's right. It's what it is. And it's a perfect example. It's a perfect example.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, people are just they d
Uh,
we need to do that. We should all sit around and,
yeah.
you know, talk about why we're grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can do it right now. Why don't you tell me something you're grateful about?
What I'm grateful about? I am actually grateful that I have the ability to, look after my children,
Okay.
without other, assistance,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm grateful that I have a house that
Mm-hmm.
I've had for, 18 years,
Mm-hmm.
and looked after it. I'm grateful for the people in my life that I have
Mm-hmm.
been, able to meet, in particular, spirit. Getting to know spirit, never in a million years would I've ever thought that I'd ever be a minister. Uh, and here I
Yep.
am, and I have people who are like, they they always express like how grateful they are for what I've done for them, but I don't do that for them.
Mm-hmm.
I do it as a service. So I am grateful that I have that ability to make people, aware that their loved ones are still with them, that they're not alone, that they're
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by love, that they can give love, that the world is just this tremendous, like, place, like, you can get so many things that you need, like
Mm-hmm.
love and affection and
Yep.
anything you need, right? I'm grateful that I have the ability to, if something comes up that I have to that, that I pay for, that might be a little bit of money, it just money still, like, I could still, like, it's not holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
It used to, a lot. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm grateful for,
See?
and that is all the spirit.
See, my whole thing with this year, is, and I'll say what I'm grateful for in a second, but I the other day I was, because I meditate. I was one of those people, actually. Kim brought that up. One of, a popular resolution is, I'm going to meditate more. That was me 6 7 years ago. I did that. I'm going to meditate every day for 20 minutes. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to do it, because I didn't do
No.
it. And I'm very determined, and I have a lot of willpower. And I'm going to be honest. I generally always get what I want, and I accomplish what I set my mind to. That is not me being cocky. That's me being confident, but it took me years to get there. Okay. Um, when it came to meditation, I had my work cut out for me. It took me 6 months to be able to meditate and control my monkey mind for at least 10 minutes. Okay. So anyone whose goal is to meditate, please do not beat yourself up over it. Okay. And
No.
now I meditate twice a week, 3 times a week, because I did it so often that my body's just naturally in the state. And I actually was during meditation where I was thinking about 2026 and the intentions I have from this year that are moving into 2026 with me, because there's several, some completed, now moving to a different level, and some that I am in the midst of completing, as I say. And I realize that I am moving into 2026 with gratitude. Right. And I think that that is something that a lot of people need to think about. How are you moving into 2026 with gratitude? Answer that question. Okay. Leave it in the comments below. DM us, email us that question. How am I moving into it? I mean, my God, I am very grateful for the last 3 weeks and what has transpired in my professional life outside of the podcast and TikTok. I can't believe the opportunities that like just fell into my lap. I'm so grateful. I am very grateful that my health took a complete 180 this year, especially towards the last half of this year, because for a while, as Kim knows, it was a little bit like, what's going on here? And all of a sudden, answers out of answers, answers, answers. So grateful. So I'm grateful for all the people that I met, because I have met so many people, Kim herself included, of course, this year, that I like has totally changed my perspective on so many things in life. And I'm also grateful for the people who left, because I'm going to tell you something. I lost, and it's the year of the snake. I lost a good chunk of people, but I'm going to tell you something, guys, about people that you lose if you pay attention. The people who exited my life this year and last year, the second they exited, parts of my life became better. Whether it was a relationship that all of a sudden was down in the pits and somebody left my life, and now that other relationship is back at the top, whether it was career and money related, which was a big one. I am grateful, to be honest, for the people that are no longer in my life, because whether it was their energy or it was my energy with their energy, it just wasn't, well, I don't know what it was, but it brought a lot of abundance. Their exits brought a lot of abundance to my life in different ways that completely shocked me and was a lesson that I learned, right? Something that I'm grateful for. And I know it's a really weird thing to be grateful for, but stop for a minute and think about the people that are no longer in your life, and perhaps what they were replaced with. Because 9 times out of 10, they were replaced with something a little bit better. Okay. And
Yeah.
it's a hard pill to
Well,
swallow, but it's true.
and don't beat yourself up about those people who've left your life,
Yeah.
because there's that saying, um, how does it go? Something about God is privy to the conversations you're not.
Yes. I love that quote. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love
No.
that quote.
So, you have when you start working with your spirit guides and you start working with your spirit, and it's going to happen. If you start
Hmm.
working with spirit, you you raise your vibrations, and you raise like you
Yeah.
radiate different, you vibrate different. So you're going to feel different vibrations off people. So just as, same as you walk into a room and when the energy's off, you're gonna have that feeling with people,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have the same you, because now they used to match your energy because you used to both be, maybe
Yep.
complain, you vibrated low. Now you're high, and now you're just like too much.
Hmm.
And that not be something that you should feel bad about.
I agree.
That's
That's a good
something you
point to make. That's a good point to make.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
because I know I've lost people. Um, a lot of it to do with, I think, how I, um, I've learned to not kind of try to keep in touch with them anymore, or,
yeah.
like, there's people who have, for quite a few years, had me up and down, right? And like, "Oh,
Mhm.
why don't they why?" Well, you know, and, like, we're talking, like, a long time, and
Yeah.
probably, like, 20 years of that. And then it's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
No.
I'm
It's
not
exhausting.
I'm not yeah,
Mhm.
and
You know
just
what's
know
interesting?
what
Is what you just said reminded me somebody told me the other day, I don't know, this it doesn't matter. They basically they told oh yes, yes, they told me that somebody had said something about me, and this was in TikTok world or land. And they were like, "Well, this person said this." And I just so? I said, "So?" And they were like, "What do you mean? Like, it doesn't bug you?" No, it doesn't bug me. I don't care what they say. I don't know who this person is. Why would I care what this person says? They all have their opinion. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care what people think about me. And they told me that, what are you in your villain era? I started laughing because I actually don't 100% know what that means. I'm not that old, but I don't know what that means. And they explained it to me. And it's basically what you just said. It's basically what you just said.
Oh,
People pleasing tendencies just completely out the window. I guess that's what it means, right? Since when
mhm.
did asserting boundaries and people and exactly what you said and stop chasing people and putting that and when how does that make you a villain? Where did that come from? What is that?
Yeah, that's not a villain, that's being true to
No.
yourself.
So that's what yeah.
Uh,
So apparently I'm in my villain era and so is Kim. That's nice.
I am. I
Yeah,
could care
we're
less.
in villain
And my
eras.
favorite is, well, and people they will tell you stuff that people say about you, and it's like,
Yeah,
they get a little offended when you ask them why they're so comfortable. Why these people are so comfortable telling them about that stuff
right?
to you, right? And it's like, well, honestly, because I don't care. You don't need to tell me, because
Yeah, it doesn't
there's
matter.
people, they're
Yeah.
not my people,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But it's very interesting how it does how your
No.
lack of a reaction gets to the person delivering the message because the person was shocked that I didn't care. I don't care. I don't even know who this person is. You know, I've heard people say the same thing about me and they know me and I still don't care. Why? Because I know they're wrong. Because I know they're wrong. But it is a hard concept for people, a pill to swallow for people. That's also a good resolution for people to really try to hone into is stop caring so much what other people say about you or think. Like that's a big one. I
That's what
still
I
see
say.
that all the
It
time.
Yeah, none of your business what
Yeah.
anybody else thinks of you, because they don't know you.
Yeah.
They
It
don't
doesn't
know,
matter.
and like I said before, stories I've heard about myself are pretty crazy.
Ah.
Got some pretty crazy stories, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, probably got some good books. So,
Yeah.
how people get information, but you also have to be careful that when you're in that energy, you really do need to be careful what you, also are saying to other people.
Mhm.
Because you don't be that negative person either. And it can sometimes you can sometimes be pulled into it because of just, like, human nature is to kind of feel connected. So,
Yeah. I get
but
it.
if you're feeling connecting somebody, um, yes, people do some pretty horrible things.
Yeah.
But, if you're gonna get some kind of a satisfaction or a comforted feeling by being mean about somebody else, then you probably shouldn't be too surprised if people are saying bad things about you.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, you can't. It's just I think you just need to take an analysis of what,
Mhm.
and I say this to my kids all the time. And my daughter does not like it, but you need to really take an assessment of how you show up in these relationships,
Yes.
what you part in this stuff is. Like I say,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, they're so mean. Brothers are so mean to me. They're this, they're that." And I say, Well, I hear the mean things you say to them.
Mhm,
So, is it their fault or are you telling them that this
mhm,
is how you interact with them?
mhm. Take
If
accountability.
people are gonna say mean things to you, yeah, go. You
Yeah,
know what? I'm saying it back. And no.
yeah.
And once you start doing that, and I feel that's when your spirit starts to
Yes.
open
It's a game
and you
changer.
feel more because as long as you're denying who you are and what your, you know, contribution to certain things is, if you're going to do that, you're not getting anywhere because,
Mhm,
you know, you're not going to change. You're not good enough and you're proving it to yourself. Like
mhm,
all those
mhm.
things, you're doing that. You're doing that.
Mhm. Mhm. No, it's very true. It's very that's also a good one. I've actually I came across a few people over the last few years whose resolution in a sense was I want to stop complaining or I want to stop being negative. And those are actually, by the way, amazing goals and intentions. And if you are a naturally negative person or you complain or whine all the time, that is an amazing resolution. But also you're not going to be able to wake up overnight and suddenly become Mary Poppins. It's not going to happen. Okay, it's all about rewiring your brain. But I like that Kim brought
No.
that up because we are naturally pessimistic. We can't help it as human beings. It's not our fault. It's how society has shoved it down our throats. So if one of your goals and intentions for the next year is, to take more accountability, um, like Kim said, that's a perfect example. If you do want to learn to take more accountability or stop being so negative or complaining, look at how you show up in your relationships. That's going to be your first like core evidence pieces right there. You're going to see the patterns. You're going to be able to observe. Like that's like an amazing example. I love that. I love it. Amazing.
Well, and
Absolutely
absolutely
amazing.
when you're doing that, one of the remember is to not bash yourself.
Yeah.
Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't try to defend yourself. Figure out what it is that you've done and be like, "Oh, that wasn't really nice." And
Mm-hmm.
then be like, "You know what? That's not me. That's not fit me forward." Just like pretend you take it out,
That's
throw it
right.
away. Hey, that's
Yep.
no longer me. You
Yep.
know, you
Improvement.
actually, you know, you need to it and you need to make the intention to make it better.
Yeah. I like
So
that.
whether how you talk to people, how whatever, like, because people are still, especially like the people that you're day to day with, they're they're going to kind of wonder what's going on with you.
Yeah.
And it could cause a little bit of some
Yeah. Well.
waves because they'll be like, what is wrong with her? And they
Mhm.
get negative, but you got to look at the end game, not,
Mm.
not what's happening right now. I know we
Yes.
do talk about being present, but this stuff is like however old you are, and if you haven't done this yet, that's that many years of imprinting from social media, from
Yes.
politics, from religions, from like
Mhm.
everywhere you go. And the
Mhm.
society basically is set to destroy you.
Yeah.
And you need to know what you're taking in and what you're allowing for that to happen.
No. It's true. It's very true. Because I mean, we've talked about this before. We're not, believe it or not, guys, you're not bred to succeed. You're bred to be middle class or
Mm-mm.
even less than that. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it's been created. But you absolutely don't have to stay there, and it's all mindset. It's all mindset, like Kim says, and it starts with looking at yourself and your core actions first or thoughts, and then everybody else is around you. Are you around the right people? Are you acting, behaving the right way? Right? It all starts with rewiring, and when you start rewiring yourself, it's also going to help you hit those goals and intentions. It is. It's going to help rewire your entire story because you're going to find that you have certain stories attached to certain beliefs within you. And the second you start rewiring those beliefs is the second that these goals and intentions, you're going to slam them out of the park. I guarantee it. Because with every failed resolution or goal, what was the story that caused it to fail? What was your inner story? Like, this is an exercise I love, and I actually read this a couple years ago. I tried to really find it today, but I'm gonna go just based off memory. But it's basically like you sit down at a table and you write um rewrite yourself or your beliefs in a sense about a certain area of your life that you want to improve. So if you want to lose weight, what's your rewrite your beliefs to that. If your belief is that, oh my god, I'm going to fail because I failed every other year, rewrite that I'm going to succeed because I didn't succeed any other year, but this is my year. Something like that, right? Um, and then what you're going to do is you're going to also write the existing story, the honest story, the story you truly feel about yourself. And that's going to be the hardest part, right? And it's kind of like you compare the two, right? Honestly, the goal to this exercise is to kind of think against and kill the old story, right? And it's an exercise that also works with if you're trying to manifest something because we all have our core beliefs and our stories that give us doubt and lack, like Kim's mentioned, and limiting beliefs. If you can find and rewrite the story behind a resolution that has failed multiple times for you, and you can rewrite that, I guarantee you right now that you will hit that goal 10 spade because I have constantly rewritten intentions that I had failed in the past. And then after I've rewritten them and adopted the new story, I have never failed to receive it ever. But it does start with, as Kim says, being accountable and sitting down and being like, how did I react? What was my belief? Okay, that was a terrible belief and a terrible way for me to react, but I'm going to shelve that now because I'm moving forward, right? Also, forgiveness is a big thing for
Yeah.
this
And take
exercise.
away all
I feel
judgment.
like a lot of people need to move into
Oh,
New Year's forgiving themselves for whatever they've done or experienced in the
mhm.
year before, like past, because forgiveness is key. I'm telling you to move forward and to nail those intentions out of the park is to forgive yourself for being human because we all make mistakes, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's where like forgiveness, but also like don't have judgment
Yeah.
kind of goes hand in hand, right? Because you're going to judge yourself. Like, oh God, that was awful. You know what? Look at it as if you are just like watching yourself, but you're not you. And you have
Oh,
no, like, and you're indifferent to the entire
yeah.
thing.
I like that.
And just be like, okay, well, like, well, that situation was a little dicey, but, you know, all right, you can move on. But just
Absolutely.
acknowledging what missteps you had, I think is pretty much key, and to accept it and to like, yeah, you absolutely have to forgive yourself. You
Uh-huh.
know, like
Uh-huh.
you have to be gentle with yourself. And I say to people all the time, if they're grieving or whatever, I always feel like I have to tell people, be gentle with yourself. You haven't been
Yeah.
through this before. You're going through these things. Don't expect that you're gonna be acting and doing things like you did the day before this happened or,
Hmm.
the week before this event or this person passed away because your life is never gonna be the same. You are never gonna be the same because a
Hmm.
key part or a portion now changed.
Hmm.
So, you need to be gentle. You need to just be open to know that you are doing the best that you can with what you have.
Yeah. Allow yourself that grace.
And
That's the
there's
thing.
there's disappointment, yes. There's no disappointment, there's no negativity to it.
No,
Like,
no.
all right.
That's
And
and
it's
that's I'm glad you brought that up.
better, but you can.
No, I'm just saying I'm glad that you brought that up because, guys, you will I'm sorry, but there's gonna be days that you're gonna feel like you failed in a sense when you are trying to move forward with these goals or whatever you wanna call them. You know that there's gonna be days that you are in quotation going to fail, okay? Whether it's a goal, intention, resolution, you know that. If you know that going ahead and you allow yourself, like Kim says, that kindness, that grace, that softness, that, you know what? Well, it sucked, but I couldn't work out today because I was just feeling really blue. It doesn't mean I failed. It just means that today wasn't my day and it means tomorrow I'm going to do it. Um, have that mindset and forgive yourself if you do fall off the wagon because the chances of you getting back on and succeeding are pretty high if you can get to that level of softness, like Kim says. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And, just don't make it your excuse.
Yes.
Take
Yeah.
that
Just accept it.
accountability. Well,
Yeah.
like, you
Move
have to
forward.
have just be like, "Yeah, but this won't happen again." Or, "You know
Mhm.
what? That's okay. I needed this." And the next thing, just start new. And
That's right.
that's the best part about every day. Every day is your chance to start new.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Oh, I really love that. This was a great, you know what's funny? I knew this episode was going to be good, but I think like it exceeded my expectations. This episode. It
Well,
definitely
I
did.
think, the benefit of it is both you and I have had, you know, the experience of having this negative self-talk,
Yeah.
you know, having people in our lives that make us feel like we're not worthy, we're not worth it,
Yeah.
we're this, we're that, and accepting it for so long. But getting to the point where we have been able to do this work, like, I'm not saying that I'm happy all the time, everything makes
No.
me happy,
No.
whatever, because no, like, I do, like, I have times where I really struggle,
Yep.
but how long I stay down there is very different
Yes.
than
Yes.
would have been 15 years 15 years
Mhm.
ago. I would have, like, just packed it in, got
Yep.
into my and this should be done, and yeah, I would have bought the T-shirt, like, I would have
It's
been
true.
bought right into that whole vacation, right?
Oh,
Of just
100%.
being, sucks and, everybody sucks and, whatever.
Yep.
Um, absolutely. But I can tell you that's why I can talk about this, and Nikki, I'm sure exactly the same. This is why we can talk about this and say these things, because we've done it and we've
Yeah.
gone through it, and we know you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing special about me and Kim. I'm going to be honest. I'll be the first one to tell anybody you're not the exception. You're not special. And I don't mean that in a way to upset you. I mean that in a way that if I can do it, you can do it. If Kim can do it, you can do it. You're not special. You're not somebody that can't hit certain levels in life. Everybody can have everything that they want. It just takes your mindset and willpower, which you gradually learn into. You're not the exception to the rule to not receive everything when everyone else can. Okay, that's what I mean. So in a way, you're not special enough to not receive what Kim has. You're not special enough to not receive what I have. You can tenfold, right? And that's something that people really need to realize is that you can have everything that you want. Absolutely, you can.
Mm,
And go into
just
2026
gotta
knowing that
remove
you
those
can.
other factors. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Do you have a question today?
I do. I have a fun
Do you have a
question actually
question
today.
from someone?
Yes, and it's fun. And
Okay.
I like that it's a fun question because it's a good way to end, the 2025 episode 19. But I had a question from somebody who listens to our podcast. And she's like, I don't know if you want to ask this one because
Oh,
it's kind of silly, but I was watching, I think, the episode where you had your second guest, and I was just wondering out of the blue, which is interesting. What episode was that? Was that Richard? Anyway, and
Richard.
they're like, was it? Yeah. So she's like, I'm wondering, what is your favorite color and Kim's and why? So go first, Kim. What's your
Oh,
favorite color?
how did that happen? Well, my favorite color is actually orange or like a
Okay.
coral,
Hmm.
that kind of color. It used to be purple,
Hmm.
but once I started to, I think, evolve spiritually, once I
Oh.
started to actually, after my friend passed away, Um, I started to prefer orange. Actually, it was just before that. So I started to prefer
Hmm.
orange because orange was bright, orange was happy,
Hmm.
orange
Yeah.
makes me feel full. Um,
Hmm.
Like, I used to not like it, but now
Mhm.
it's bright. It gives me so much happiness. I see orange
I
and I'm
love it.
just like, "Oh, I love it." I just love it so much.
I love that.
Also helps that my favorite hockey team has orange in their, um, in their but that's not why.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just think it's just because it's a happy color, where, purple, I did like purple and I still do, but
Mhm.
purple to me, now when I look at it
Mhm.
is more reserved, more like it is a spiritual color, it's a healing color, but it's
Mhm.
it's not a bright, this is what you can do, this is your world color.
Yeah. I like that. I like
That
that
makes
answer.
sense. Oh, that
Yeah.
one was
I did like that answer. I did. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what my favorite color is.
maybe I mean,
I mean,
color it
obviously it's red.
green.
um, why? I don't know. I can't. I've always liked red. My hair's always been red. And in my lifetime, I have changed my hair color twice from the age of 16. I once had that Belage thing. So I spent $400 on that. And it lasted a month before it was dyed red. My husband at the time wanted to kill me. That's fair. And then I recently dyed it dark brown, and I lasted 2 months before it went to red. It's just the color I've always gravitated towards. I think I like it because it's a very I mean, I'm very creative. I know I'm very passionate, even when I try to deny it. And I think that's why, I don't know, I gravitated towards it. I mean, somebody told me that it's because I'm an Aries rising, which maybe, if you know your birth chart, I'm an Aries rising, so maybe that's why that is. But it's interesting that you said that you had gravitated towards orange because the last few years, I find myself gravitating a lot more. This is still my favorite color, but I love sage and emerald green and navy blue. Those colors I find like I am gravitating towards more and more. I've got my bedspread that's that color. I've got my curtains that are emerald gold. I've got, gold and navy blue everywhere. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's interesting you said why those are your favorite colors because there is this thing as color psychology. And I've never really looked into it, but maybe I will now because of that question to see why Kim and I love these colors so much. Maybe.
Yeah. I just yeah, like I said, I never liked orange before.
See?
Orange, and I'm not a fan of yellow. Um, Yellow would be okay, but orange? Yeah, all in, all in. I'll buy it. You got it.
Okay, guys. Kim, do you want to
Orange,
briefly hint about our very first episode of 2026? A little hint, because it's going to be so good, guys. I'm so
well,
excited.
a little hint. I'm super excited. This is somebody else that I had come across, um, flipping through TikTok, and she is just she's just a beautiful personality. I've recently had worked with her. She did something for me, and she gave a lot of insight. She is so funny. She's just such a wonderful human being, and so she is going to come, and actually will talk to your animals. So
Yeah.
she will give you readings. They can be in present, they can be passed away. She is just this wonderful, wonderful woman. And
Mhm.
we are going to be interviewing her. And she will be on our first episode.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. She's excited. Nikki's excited. We're all excited. So I could see
Really.
this is going to be an amazing episode and a little something different, a little something neat because,
Yes.
we always kind of want to, we always, if you get real into this stuff, it's usually about yourself. So
Yes.
I guess this is kind of about yourself, but to connect the connections that she can make you aware of are just amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
A- and
Mm, we'll see
I
what
just want
happens
to
with
say that
the
um I've had so many people like I've never experienced anything like this, so I'm going in blind like you guys. um And so many people I know though have always been interested in communication with passed on animals, right? Like their loved ones, their dogs, their cats, their whatever. So I am so excited for this because I've never experienced it. I mean, watching it on TV, reading in a book, sure, yes, yeah, of course, but not in real life. So I'm really excited for this episode. It might go a little bit longer, just a disclaimer, but I don't think anyone's gonna mind, right? No one's gonna mind.
No, no. And, I have, during the whole period of time where we went online for a while, um, since 2020, I did actually take some animal communication
Hmm.
courses. So I do have some basic, but doing it for yourself is always very hard. What doesn't matter
Hmm.
what kind of readings you're doing because you start to question because you stuff, so you start to question. But
Right, right, right.
just this was the first time that I actually had someone read my animals, and it confirmed, but also, like, really put some, perspective on some of the situations that happen in my house. And it's changed some of the stuff we've done, and there's been a lot of talks about how we can talk and express ourselves better around the house
I love that.
because your
I'm
pets are
so
always
excited,
with
guys. I'm so excited for this episode. I can't wait for you guys to join us. We were actually gonna do this episode, like I think it was gonna be like 3 or 4, but I asked him today, can it be the first episode? Can we do it as the first episode? So excited.
us. As long as
Anyway,
everything works out, we can still, interview her this week. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah. No, we're all
yes.
very excited, so I hope you are. It'll be a beautiful, fun
Hmm.
way to start because I can tell you
Yes,
she is so funny
good.
and just her communication, she's just a beautiful person. So I can't wait
Good.
for everyone to meet her. And, I seem to have a lot of really good people that I seem to find to connect here. So,
I know. I
um,
love that. I love that.
yeah,
I love it.
she's wonderful. So I am very excited for you to meet her, and we're gonna have all her information on that episode, so you can contact her and get them as well.
Absolutely,
Very
absolutely.
cool.
Okay, guys, thank you so very much for joining us on our very last episode of 2025. We're so grateful, first of all, for all you guys, everyone who's liked the podcast, who's listened to it, who's commented, who's sent in the questions, who's on me and Kim's lives. Like you have no idea, we still wouldn't be doing this without you. So I do want you to know that. And we're so grateful for you guys. You have absolutely no idea.
Yep, yeah, incredibly grateful for everything. And we still need you to like, subscribe, and
Yes.
share. Please do
Please.
comment because and with that, please comment because people tend to be a little nervous to do things like that.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, they do.
and if you want a reading with us, reach out to one of us or whatever. Let us know what you're looking for. If you
Hmm.
want to hear stuff. So, you know, 2025 had its moments for me, but it's opened me up to a lot of things that I was kind of hinted to in my, leading up to this, through different readings and stuff. And I'd be like, oh, that's not happening. Oh, ha, ha, ha. And now here I am having a
Yeah.
podcast with my new friend, Nikki.
Yeah.
That actually we're not really even new friends anymore.
No.
You know, like to know that you can find somebody you can be so spiritually connected to just by going online and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So
It is pretty crazy.
thank you for joining us for 2025. And I really look forward to spending 2026 with you with some amazing new topics. And we need you to tell us what you want.
Exactly.
And please
Exactly.
reach out for readings. We are both for that. Just go on our social media and tell your friends if you like it.
Absolutely.
It's such a pleasure, and I'm deeply grateful for all of you. Whether you come in, you ask questions, or whatever. And people who say, "Oh, you got one. I want to listen to it." Like, thank you to all of you because without that,
Absolutely.
we wouldn't keep doing it.
No, it's very true. It's very true. Well, thank you. With that, guys, thank you so, so very much. We are going to see you next week with a super exciting episode. And I hope you guys have a fantastic night and an amazing New Year's doing whatever it is that you want to do.
Have a great
Bye.
2025 and welcome to 2026.